So, Laura Loomer, may we talk about her for
to bring her,
right?
He brought her to a 9/11 remembrance,
Yes.
which is obscene.
Well, she's a truther, right? A 9/11 truther. And by the way,
Yes.
in the 23 years since 9/11, at the beginning, there was a lot of truthers. I mean, you don't know what happened at first. People sent me a lot of videos. I watched them all. I said, I don't trust anybody in the media these days. I'm doing the deep dive. Okay, even most of the people at the beginning who were 9/11 truthers have fallen away. It's just not even a thing anymore. Everybody gets it. It involved, to think that George Bush could have planned something like that, just ridiculous. So to be a 9/11 truther, this is what I mean about Captain Queeg. We're at that end stage, I really think.
My name is John Gold, and I wrote down a statement, and I want to read it to you. I have no idea who Laura Loomer is. I've never heard of her until just recently. I actually think it's funny that people on the so-called left are attempting to do what I call Van Jones Donald Trump using Laura Loomer. Van Jones is someone that worked for the Obama administration that signed the 9/11 Truth Statement of 2004 and had to resign as a result of it. As some of you know, I am the one that coined the phrase 9/11 truther. Because of how it has been portrayed by the establishment news and others, I stopped referring myself as such and started to call myself an advocate for 9/11 justice, which I still do to this day. I coined the phrase sometime in September 2004 when Howard Stern posted a video that questioned 9/11 on his website, and people in the 9/11 Truth movement flocked to his website to start posting information. Someone came to me deterred because he was being attacked a lot. I tried to say something inspirational. I said, "You're a 9/11 truther. You're doing the right thing." Being from Pennsylvania, where there are many Quakers, I just combined Quaker with Nick Levis's phrase 9/11 truth and came up with 9/11 truther. On September 12, 2009, I officially defined what a 9/11 truther is. Since I coined the phrase, I get to do that, like someone that discovers a comet. From the article, quote, "In my mind, a 9/11 truther is someone who fights alongside the 9/11 family members seeking truth and accountability for the 9/11 attacks. In my mind, a 9/11 truther is someone who fights for the sick and dying 9/11 first responders who need health care desperately. In my mind, a 9/11 truther is someone who does not like how the day of 9/11 is being used to inflict pain and suffering around the world and is trying to stop it. Stop it by using the truth, something we have been denied by our government regarding the 9/11 attacks." End quote. I know there are many people still trying to bring about real truth, justice, and accountability for the 9/11 attacks. I interact with them every day. Like that saying about a tree falling in the woods, if someone advocates for 9/11 justice and nobody reports on it, did someone actually advocate for 9/11 justice? The 9/11 families are having a hard time getting coverage for their lawsuit against the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. It seems only right-wing outlets are willing to give them the time of day. By the way, even though many have attempted to portray advocates for 9/11 justice as right-wing in recent years, people no different than Alex Jones, 9/11 has always been a nonpartisan issue. I'm aware that the Bush administration, people like Bill Kristol and others, attempted to make 9/11 a partisan issue in years past. But to those that advocate for truth, accountability, and justice, 9/11 has always been about people being brutally murdered that day. It doesn't matter if you were left, right, up, or down. People were brutally murdered that day. Even though Bill Maher says it's a dead issue, unfortunately, because of all the cover-ups and the corruption surrounding the 9/11 attacks, the need for truth, justice, and accountability is just as important today than it was on the day that it happened. I am one of those people that can admit I don't know the truth about 9/11. I wish I did. I wish the 9/11 families could get the truth, justice, and accountability they so richly deserve, that we all both deserve and require because we were all attacked that day. We don't know the truth about that day, but isn't that a problem in and of itself? We should know the truth about that day. After 23 years, we should know the truth about that day. I hope someday we do. And by the way, there were more people in the Bush administration besides just George W. Bush. I hope Bill Maher is aware of that. Thank you for your time.